Hi all, this is V, and this is Victoria, British Columbia. We begin with a tour that we took from a bus, and I'll let the bus driver tell you a little bit about what we see. And then we took the water taxi from Fisherman's Wharf.
Now we have got over 2,000 Japanese flowering cherry trees here in Victoria. These flowering cherry trees were a present to us from Japan. When they replaced all of the original local trees, they put in all sorts of ornamental trees. 10% of those trees were those Japanese flowering cherry trees. From to get a chance to see it till this year is the back of our provincial legislative buildings, which indeed, when they built them, was the front. You can see all of the stone carvings, or pardon me, up in the walls of the early premiers of our province and founding fathers of the country. As we get around to the front of it, now the front, you'll see a little bit different view of it. Now up on the top of the largest copper dome is that golden statue of George Vancouver. George, he was the first captain to circumnavigate and chart out Vancouver Island. His charting techniques so accurate, copies of his original charts are still used today. All of the buildings in this area are government offices. He had 53 absolutely incredible buildings to his credit in Victoria. That being number one, and near the end of the trip, we'll see number 53. Now we're coming up on to Victoria's Inner Harbour. That's just out to the left-hand side. Our inner harbour is a very busy inner harbour. Over the course of the year, we'll find about 10,000 seaplanes landing and taking off from the inner harbour. So many, in fact, they gave a water airport designation. Another one of Rattenbury's amazing buildings, the Empress Hotel, just here on the right-hand side. She is the Grand Lady of Victoria. She was built between 1904 and she opened up for her first patrons on January 20th, 1908. As you can see, left the outside walls, and eventually it will become the most expensive condominiums in Western Canada. Starting out at about $2.5 million for the lower floors, and working up to a top price of about $15.5 million for the penthouse. Are owned by the same people. On the right-hand side is the W&J Wilson's Fine English Clothiers. They were established in Victoria back in 1862. Condominium, well, it's a very small condominium. Anywhere from 350 up to about 700 square feet. Great deal if you ask the developer. You can get into one for as little as $300,000, as much as $1.3 million. All that for a closet. Off to the right-hand side, we do have the Swans. The Swans is owned by the University of Victoria. It's a brew house and hotel. Now we make our way into this light industrial section of Victoria. No real heavy industry in Victoria anymore in this area with the Historical Restoration Act of 1980. Got some really neat little restaurants in here. My personal favorite that's coming up here on the right-hand side, the Fantan Cafe, and just before that is the Fantan Alley, which is the narrowest roadway in North America. It really did gain a whole lot of notoriety many years ago when Mel Gibson rode his motorcycle through there in the movie Bird on a Wire. Just look into the right. It's only 3.5 feet wide at its narrowest point and goes to about 4.5 feet wide at its widest point. Large gate that we're going to travel our way under is the Gate of Harmonious Interest. This was built in conjunction with our sister city over in China, Suzhou. Lions that we have on either side of the gate were given to the city by Suzhou. In return, the city of Victoria sent over 2 very beautiful totem poles. It's said if an honest politician were ever to walk through these 2 lions, they would spring to life. They've got a complete underground city beneath us now, and hopefully someday they are going to open it up to the public for touring. Off to the left-hand side, set back from the road, is the Chinese public school. It's where children of Chinese extraction come to learn about their Mandarin and their Cantonese dialect. Opened up from the hour.
This is Fisherman's Wharf. It was absolutely adorable. A great place to go get ice cream, have a drink, sit down and have a meal, or, what we did, catch the water taxi. I will tell you, if you're on a cruise, they may offer you a shuttle that will cost a fortune. I think we all about fainted when they told us the price. When we got to Victoria, the downtown, we took a taxi back to the ship for $10 whole, much cheaper than the shuttle. And the water taxi was, I think, $7 per person. Don't quote me on that, but much cheaper than any shuttle. Walk down to Fisherman's Wharf. It's a very short, nice walk. Then get the water taxi. It's a great way to see Victoria. Victoria Harbour had the Victoria Harbour Airport Terminal. It's situated in the inner harbour, which is very close to where our water taxi dropped us off for downtown. It's fascinating to see the seaplanes coming and going. Coming into downtown Victoria on the water taxi, you'll see the provincial government building, this stunning building here. And once we're off the water taxi, we'll show you the Empress Hotel, which is a luxury hotel from the Fairmont Group. It is one of the oldest hotels in Victoria. Opened in 1908, it is considered one of Canada's grand railway hotels. It's a stunner, and I'd love to stay there. Yeah, maybe one of these days. After the Empress, you'll see scenes from downtown. It's a gorgeous downtown, some really pretty architecture, some great shops. I'll just let you watch the downtown. It's really a fantastic place to visit. We enjoyed Victoria a lot. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, we really appreciate it. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe.